Yeah.
I'm just that skilled.
Yeah.
What can I say?
I'm actually handling some training for newer employees than me this week.
Yeah.
And one of them's we're at the point where they can now do repairs on their own to help me while they're there for the summer.
Yeah.
And so he tries to casually, just toss it behind him, trying to be funny, bounces off the headrest back against his back for his chair, and we have a good laugh. Then he tosses it, and it lands perfectly in the wastebasket behind him. It's like, uh-oh, that will never happen again. No one will believe you. Then I remember there were security cameras in my office pointed right at us.
Nice.
That totally caught that.
Yeah.
Always nice to have proof.
Exactly.
Why is my voice connection so wonky?
Don't know. But anyway, you know what? What's going on tonight, lads? This is Sneaky Devil with Fanfiction.
Hold on, though.
Sneaky.
You gave fascinating stories about useless half walls. I gotta say, I once encountered a half wall when I was at a condo out in DC.
Yeah.
Now, Sneaky, of all the places you could put a small half wall, why would you put one in your bathroom?
So you could rest shit on it while you take a shit?
But, like, directly beside the toilet. So that anyone who decides to walk into that room can just stare directly at whoever's taking...
Oh, I thought you meant the half wall was in a bathroom, not the half wall made the bathroom.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. The half wall was in a master bedroom.
Why?
I realized I hadn't said that part. It was in a master bedroom. So you walk in.
Why?
So you walk in, right? You go in the doors in the front, and instead of there being a nice normal bathroom with a wall, there's no wall. Right? So there's no wall separating bedroom from bathroom.
Yeah.
Except for in front of the toilet. There's a waist-high wall, like a Mass Effect waist-high cover wall.
Yeah, I don't got answers for you, man. I don't got answers for you. That's
That's interesting design decision.
Yeah, it's an interesting design decision. Anyway, so let's get started tonight, gentlemen.
Yep.
So the first story of the night is going to be this one. This is a parody.
Oh Lord.
Oh, because those are always so well done on this website.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, reading list. I'm going to need you to not exist. Can delete. I can't delete you. Wow, this makes everything so much harder.
Done.
Like, I've already fucked up, have we?
No, I have to click an extra button now if I ever want to move bookmarks around. It's like, do you want to add it as a bookmark, or do you want to add it to your reading list? Well, I mean, considering the fact that I pressed the bookmark button and not the reading list button, I probably want to do something with the fucking bookmark!
No, clearly you want to add it to your reading list.
Yeah.
Apparently,
I don't know why you... Sneaky, we all know big tech just wants what's best for you.
Apparently someone on Wednesday followed me. They were watching my VODs.
Oh.
Yeah.
How did they find the VODs?
What do you mean how they find the VODs?
I mean, how did they find the VODs?
I mean, they found the VODs.
Okay, but how... Did they just go randomly searching VODs on Twitch from time to time?
I guess.
Yeah. Like, I've heard stranger things.
Yeah. So anyway, this is Ryo Mance Undoer Mornlit Sky. By Pretty Fairy Unicorn 27. When Mitsuki-chan falls into Konoha, True Lurv Phalos. Sasuke, OC, Gara OC, Naruto OC, yay. It has two favorites.
Wait, hang on. Does that mean she turned Sasuke, Gara, and Naruto into OCs, or is she missing the X in between each of those?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks for clearing that up, Sneaky.
No problem. So I would like to
You're
point
always
out,
such a breath of fresh air.
this is supposed to be a parody of fan fictions.
Okay.
So keep that in mind as we.
I can see that just from the fucking writing style alone, because it's so obviously overdone.
Yeah, no, this is gonna be bad in the opposite way.
So I will say,
Yeah.
Where
I've done
they're
this to someone
trying
before.
far too hard.
I have done this to someone before. So I was having a conversation with someone, and they were insisting that proper grammar wasn't needed because blah 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 blah, language changes all the time, blah blah blah, right?
Ebonics, blah blah blah. Yes.
No, nothing with that. They were just angry that I dared correct their quote unquote perfect grammar.
Oh yeah. I think you told the story.
Yeah,
least
so
with the SDM.
I sent
There's
a,
been a number of stories
so
like this.
I
that he's
proceeded to
told us.
rant at them with a full paragraph, but I wrote the paragraph like this, like the writing in this story,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and he was like, "Okay, maybe I see your point."
It just works.
Because I
That's
just
all you had to
absolutely
do.
butchered
It's-
every single fucking word, and he was like, "Okay, yeah, fair enough."
Yeah.
I think I'm seeing your point now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Like there's a time and place where you can get away with not having.
I like how
grammar?
this guy took this one seriously. I like
Yeah.
how everyone's taking this fucking seriously.
Yeah, well, I mean, look at the fucking usernames. Like, these are the people who would take this seriously.
Oh, I know.
And look at the date, 2011.
What's the most
Dear
recent
God.
review for this? Wait, 2020? Why is
Yeah.
someone reviewing this in 2020?
Yeah.
No, that's the
So,
question.
I'm gonna shame this guy for a second, real quick. Okay, so, oi, retard,
Oh,
fix your grammar, will you? And stop with the Mary Sue complex. Those kind of stories are for retards with lower than preschool intelligence. So, this is what he says in his
Ironic.
review. Are you guys ready to see his stories?
Yep.
Oh no.
I am a fan-based novel critic. I can detect good stories that can be authorized for publishing.
Fucking Christ.
I have preferred a story that can give me the chills, like the Harry Potter series.
The chills, eh?
Yeah, like the
Give me
Harry
chills
Potter series.
of novels. Okay, that I. I think I talked about this with you before, Sneaky. I gave Harry Potter a shot finally in 2020. I think
Yeah.
younger me still would have dropped those stories on their asses.
They're not good. Yeah,
Yeah.
They're not good.
Yeah.
I can detect a good story that can be authorized for publishing.
See, I'm not interested in that line until you tell me you work for a big name publisher.
If
So-
anything, give me good ideas to create good story.
So,
You know what?
You don't have any creativity.
You know what? Here's the thing. I can respect the hustle of crowdsourcing your ideas.
Yeah, that's fair enough. So
It's
hey,
understandable. but-
These are his stories. Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Dissidia Fantasy.
That's probably not good.
Jaden
Doesn't
wants
sound
to
like it to me.
attend the best dueling school there is with his best bud Nate from Final Fantasy, after claiming the legendary Cosmos and Chaos deck. A slight change from an original story, a bunch of OCs, and there's gonna be vampires from a certain anime. We'll be on hold until I can complete the card list for the deck.
Hey, this motherfucker goes through a Yu-Gi-Oh story. It doesn't have the card list prepped.
No, apparently not. But don't worry, he can detect fics that are authorized for publishing. That means he's a professional. Wizard of the Six Paths. No summary, no flames. My own version of Harry Potter neglect fanfic. I love that this guy has the balls to post this garbage, right? And then go and make this review.
Yeah.
Also, No Flames proceeds to start by calling a fellow author retard in a review.
I mean,
Yeah,
I wouldn't say he's wrong strictly, but yeah.
it's
the issue is
throwing
that
a
would be
stone in a
considered
glass
inflammatory
house.
by most normal people.
Yeah.
The Immortal Zero. What would happen if Luis became a devil god?
Oh no.
Several things. Several
Luis
things.
times OC. I don't own Familiar of Zero. My OC is
Okay,
OP
thanks, Lord.
as shit, but Reconquista will be much deadlier than canon. Under hiatus. I thought for a second there that said under Hitler. I was like, oh. Well, I mean, you're not
None of
wrong.
that.
You're not
Snakey,
wrong.
Yeah,
have you been
worth-
hitting the
worth
history books
considering.
again?
Huh?
You've been hitting those history books again?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Look, all
yeah,
I'm saying is
last night.
Reconquista probably would be deadlier under Hitler.
I mean-
You know,
Yes, that's
probably not
correct.
wrong.
But still, again, stop with the Mary Sue complex. My OC is OP. Stop with the Mary Sue complex. My OC is OP.
It's not a good look, my dude.
Oh man. Oh boy. Okay. So, guy, what kind of stories do you like? Really? I've recognized some of these. You guys should recognize some of these too because they're purple text. That means
Oh.
we've covered them before, which means that this
Oh,
guy
no,
is
don't worry.
favorited absolute fucking garbage, and then has the balls to come to this
Oh, no,
obvious shit post and be like,
Fates Gamble, Sneaky, Fates Gamble.
"Oh, Fates
It
Gamble,
was on
Fates Gamble,
list.
ring the bell, ring the bell,
We got him, boys. He likes face.
reset the clock, everyone."
Base without Fates Gamble 0.
Days without Fates Gamble 0. Should I make that an actual counter and send
Yeah,
that to Lupine?
Do it.
We should
Do
just
it.
set it as a stream counter. Like we've gone 5 streams. Oh shit!
Dude,
Set it back.
reset the clock, guys. Fates Gamble's
That would
been
actually be
mentioned
fucking
again.
awesome. Yeah, do it.
I feel like Lupine will probably get a laugh out of that, considering how
Yeah.
often it's shown up on stream.
Yeah. No, I
absolutely would.
still love the fact that we got him to call Fates Gamble 2 a crack addiction version of Fates Gamble 1.
Yep. We have the clip.
Still not sure if I like the first one. Haven't even touched the second. Still like
You will,
Yeah,
you
the
will
second is
not
worse.
like the
Yeah.
second. If you do,
It-
if you're
it-
unsure about the first one, you will not like the second. My
listen,
Little
I'm just saying-
Pony shows up. He gains his own planet.
Yeah.
why does you know I
He
don't
would-
know.
he would
You know
off the
what?
rails.
I don't want to ask any more questions.
Yeah, never mind.
Probably
But yeah,
shouldn't.
no, it takes some special writing talent to make a story where it's like, do I like this or not?
Yeah, special,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, he's special.
And this is my first time writing. Please read and review. Mitsuki locked the door of her Tokyo apartment. As she walked down the street, all the men fainted from her huge nosebleed. Oh, so from huge nosebleeds. They were getting their nose bleds because she was so beautiful. Oh my god, I forgot to describe her. Yeah, no, see, this is, you can tell this is an obvious shit post from just that
Yeah.
line alone.
Yeah, it's this.
Yeah.
You know, like the further it gets, the more it's like this feels like an intentional shit post.
Anyways, Mitsuki has long but red hair. And not orange hair, but blood red hair. It was so sexy. Oh, and then there was black streaks in it. And her eyes were a pure purdy. Damn eyes are sure purdy. Deep gold that shined like the sun, and she had clay tanned skin.
Spray.
Oh, I don't think that's
I don't think that's spray. No.
plate. It's something tanned. What pale tanned? Oh,
Oh, pale
Oh,
tan
ah.
skin. Okay.
Yeah, that would do it.
I had to split the word up and let my brain solve the puzzle.
Yeah. She had pale tan skin and a bod that was thick but not too thin. She was curvy and had a really great chest. it was big, but not like slut big, because that would be gross and slutty. And
Anyone who takes this seriously is an idiot.
and that would
Yeah,
make
well,
her
we
a
already
hussy like
established
Tsunade. She spelled Tsunade like Sunday.
Sunday or Suna die, I don't know.
Suna die!
Oh god.
Oh my god.
So anyways, she walked to school, but she didn't really need to go because she was so smart one. On her way to school, Mitsuki felt a stabbing pain in her stomach. It was painful beyond words. She was too ladylike to scream, but instead she felt herself fall to ground. At the moment a car ran over her.
No. Oh no.
Fucking
Cartoon
Christ.
predecessor. Car senpai.
Oh, no.
Senpai. She felt no pain and saw a bright white light. When she opened her eyes, a pair of stunning blue eyes were staring her in the face. It was Naruto Uzumaki. So exciting, right? Bet you can't wait for the next chappie.
Next chapter.
I'm very glad. we're not gonna
This
do the
was
second one.
published 2009.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Back in the era of irony, yeah.
I'm excited. This is
Some of this language is bringing back some memories.
Yeah, when people use chappie unironically.
Oh.
Yeah.
listen. The only time I can think of the word chappy and not be filled with rage is that movie.
And Bleach.
Movie that's I gotta watch that sometime.
It's
It
like
didn't
an
seem to
okay.
piss anyone off.
It's okay. Like it's not the worst thing I've ever seen.
Wow, you're so beautiful, said Naruto. What's your name? Mitsuki blushed and giggled. I'm Oshigawa Mitsuku. Are you?
Good attention to detail there.
I would like to point
Beautiful.
out this is the only Japanese name I've ever pronounced correctly.
Of course, Sneaky.
Yeah.
Proof that he can.
You have a
just
bit
doesn't
to
care.
play. Well, let's be fair here. It's because this is a correct story. He might as well
Obviously.
parody his normal shtick.
It's a parody of a parody. Want to be famous?
Follow
Buy my
bot
stuff.
thinking.
That's very cool, buddy.
Oh my god, I
Yeah.
got this one.
Thanks, Max.
Banned.
There we go.
No way.
Oh,
Banned.
Faster than draw than you, Max.
actually, no. I clicked it roughly the same time. It was literally milliseconds.
Fastest ban in the
The-
West.
That's not true.
Fanning the banhammer.
Fanning the ban.
Oh, see here. Okay, here's the thing. Fastest ban in the West is gonna be when Arn says his favorite gamer word, and I just tap a special macro button.
Boom.
If you think he hasn't already made the macro,
Yeah.
You'd be right.
No, I know.
You'd be
Yeah.
right.
I
you're
know.
supposed
I
to
know.
lie.
AI am Uzumaki Naruto. Behind Naruto, Mitsuki saw a girl with pink hair. She, as Solute, who was pink hair.
Oh, she was so ugly.
Oh, like who
I
has
appreciate
pink hair?
the
Yeah.
simultaneous
It was,
understanding that was gained there.
Like who has pink hair?
And next to the ugly pink
Yeah.
head was a hot pale boy with black hair. He was hot.
Oh no. Oh
What?
no, Sneaky.
Yes,
Oh, it's the late 90s, early odds spelling.
yes.
God.
Yeah.
Ah,
He was
sometimes I'm
even-
like, I miss the time of the 90s. Then I see stuff like this, like, oh, maybe I
It's
don't
like,
miss it that.
I miss the 90s, sort of. Turns on 90s music. This isn't too bad. Looks at 90s words. Okay, maybe it was a mistake.
All right, I
This
changed my
isn't
mind.
so bad.
Looks at 90s crime rate. Oh.
He was even
I mean,
cuter.
There was
Fair.
no crime in the 90s.
Yeah. See, everyone was too,
We
everyone
all
was too
know that's
busy.
a lie.
No, everyone was too busy on the party bus and running in the 90s. There couldn't be any crime.
True
Facts.
to be
Facts.
heard
I have no
okay,
idea what
from
you're
the law.
talking about. But
Okay.
Chicago
Party-
was a
party
bastion of
bus.
integrity and upright moral politics in the 90s.
The only time Chicago
uh,
ever had integrity and moral politics is when it was founded.
Yeah.
No, Sneaky. There was the time when they came together to rebuild the city after it burned to the ground. There had to be a city for them to embezzle from.
That's true.
Okay. Okay.
True.
So when it was refounded.
Yes. He was cuter than Naruto. The boy looked at her. I am Uchiha Sasuke, he said simply. Mitsuki looked at him, and he looked at her, and everyone could feel the love in the rare. In the rye. In the rye.
And the rye, eh?
And-
Love in
oh
the
God.
rye. That's a
They
interesting twist on
misplaced
the
all
book.
the letters. That's impressive. That's attention to detail right
wait,
there.
Where did you come from?
Where?
Where did you
come
come from, boy? The pinkhead asked stupidly. You're not from Ninkoha. You could be an enemy ninja. The stupid girl said to Naruto and Sasuke. Sasuke! Sasuke!
Oh God.
Sasuke rolled his eyes. What a stupid question,
Rolly,
Sakura.
come on now.
Someone so sexy is obviously not an enemy.
I mean, now to be fair, that is in fact the standard thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, look at her. She's so pretty, and nobody that's evil is this is pretty. Exclaimed Sasuke. So screw you, Sakura. The hot boys and the bitch Haruno Sakura went back to Konoha to see Tsunadesk. But on the way, they were attacked. Attacked.
Fucking Christ.
Seven-
lungs.
Stop my seat. My soul is just in such pain. I'm losing the ability to speak.
Sound ninja jumped out of the bushes and attacked them. The useless Biff Sajura. Sajura was immediately defeated, and so was
In the Gundam,
Naruto.
Satura.
Yes, the famous third character of Team 7, Sajura.
God damn.
And so was Naruto and Sasuke, even though they put up a good fight. Mitsuki was afraid, but she quickly overcome her fear and defeated the Shinbi. She had no wounds, but she suddenly fell to ground and did not stir. Mitsuki-chan, Sasuke rushed to her side. We have to take her to Ansonate. Only she can heal Mitsuki-chan. When they got to Queenha, Nasad looked at Mitsuki.
Wait, Assad?
Wow,
What is Assad
they
doing?
are going out of their way to misspell Tsunade's name in every fucking way possible.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Oh God.
Looked at Mitsuki and gasped. The Psy girl is container of eight-tailed demon dwarf. Oh my god. Oh, it's 2009. Ah!
You alright there, Sneaky?
No, I was just reminded of 2009's ideas of what the tailed beasts were.
Yeah.
Oh
wasn't,
yeah, 'cause
Naruto
that was
pretty
near the
fresh
start.
back
That
then?
was near the start of Shippuden, and we're like, yeah, we're gonna be showing more of the tailed beast users, and people
And one
started
of the
going
fanon
crazy.
things, one of the popular fanon things was the whole demon wolf thing. It was either the 8 tails or the 10 tails.
God.
Ugh.
And
Yeah.
what did we get instead?
A plant.
We got a thick ass octopus bull.
I was gonna say. And a couple of rapping black guys. So all in all, I think we came out ahead on that one.
Wait, this girl is the container of the 8-tailed denom wolf. Oh, it's a denom wolf. Don't worry, guys. It's not a demon. It's a denom.
All right,
Okay, I'm gonna be honest.
we're in the clear.
Denon Wolf sounds like something you'd get out of a Metal Gear game. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're not
Sounds like
wrong.
a fucking Middle Eastern currency or something.
She is clearly a great ninja. She must be assigned to the Tem immediately. She will be wonderful addition to Konoha ninjas. Wow, that's actually spelled correctly. Oh, no, never mind.
There we go.
Nutsade.
A little on the nose there, author.
Looked at Mitsuki and
Nostide.
declared that she would be Genin and put on Kaki's team.
Sorry.
No, please, Arden. Share with the class.
But we
Cockside.
already have the three people. Objected Sakura. Mitsuki rolled her
Objected.
eyes. She knowed Sakura was jealous of her, love between her and Sasuke. Yes, sock turd, but Mitsuki-chan is wonderful person and will make the team much better. Sighed Sakura passionately. Sorry, Sasuke passionately. After Hokage,
Even Sakura was
Oh.
bashing herself.
after Hakog said thy could go, Sasuke and Mitsuki Wadnerd were standing on picturesque bride over river, just enjoying each other's presence, when suddenly Sasuke kissed Mitsuki on the meowth. I love you, Mitsuki-chan. Mitsuki kissed him back.
no,
Then
not
they
love,
went
Sneaky.
back to Sasuke's house where they kissed passionately. He wrestled her to the ground and they kissed more.
Also, Sneaky, I think Max was trying to make a point.
What was that, Max?
Yeah, it's not love. It's not love. It's lurv.
Oh, yeah, Lurf. My bad.
It's a drunk Southerner.
I Lurf.
Right.
I love you.
Luckily, my
Or
Discord
Deep South
detected
Hillbilly, that works
Sneaky
too.
going
Yeah.
deep south, and so decided to cut him off and
Same.
protect us all.
Yeah. Oh god. You know what? I gotta admit that was actually better than I expected.
Yeah, that was way better than I expected. So let's have an actual garbage Naruto story now.
And another garbage
Oh
story.
boy.
We
Excellent.
need to cover like clear fanfic parodies more often.
We do. Too bad no one makes
Yeah.
them anymore.
Yeah, fair enough.
True.
We could always write that Ruby parody, like the 5 of them that we have ideas for.
Oh
Say, we have a
lord.
lot of ideas and not nearly enough motivation.
True enough.
Oh lord, this. Oh no, this. I think this is just one of the worst parodies.
Oh, you
There's no-
recognize it?
No, it's not even a parody. I read the first page.
No.
Alright, so
it's-
anyway, this is called
Damn.
Sasuto Productions. So, Sasuke killed Itachi and Orochimaru and came back. What does he do now? Why, whip out, pawn some camera and start filming the craziness that is his home. Videos done by Sasuke and Naruto. Not Yoi!
That's good at least.
I
The
guess
picture.
it's just it's supposed to be them sharing an apartment.
Yeah, this is not a parody, by the way.
Yeah. It.
But it is
looks
listed
like a
as
parody.
humor! So get ready to bust your guts!
Yeah, I'm gonna bust out the alcohol.
The picture. Yes, I love it when my moving picture starts.
Ah yes.
My picture starts with Naruto, who is grinning at the camera. Sasuke's back is to the camera, and when he turns around, he grins evilly. Hello, aloha, hi, ohio, hola, ni hao, konnichiwa, greetings, how goes it? Hey there, pretty camera. You, Sasuke, you pedophile, stop flirting with the camera.
Can we just
Huh?
I am going to drink this shot.
speed
really
this
hard.
along
No,
by
drink
about
them, drink
10
them.
irrelevant words?
Drink.
Well, God, that was good. I needed that. I need more. Fuck a
Now,
shot
Arm,
glass.
remember, if you just keep drinking, you can stop existing.
True. It's a very great idea. I'll drink that, bro. Ah. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that's Tito's all right.
This is whatever the fuck this is. Sour apple thing.
Oh god, paint thinner never tasted better.
True. At least not when you're.
You Sasuke, you pedophile, stop flirting with the camera. I'm not flirting, fuckface. I'm Uchiha Sasuke. I'm not fuckface. I'm Uzumaki Maruto. Maruto. Okay.
Maruto.
Good job, Brain. This is Sasuto Production 1. What are we doing a production anyway? No one's gonna watch it. So that 50 years from now, when I'm a handsome, sexy man and you are old and wrinkly, we can watch these and laugh. Hopefully your won't choke on laughter and die. Fuck you.
Okay,
Let's
I'm
begin.
pretty sure this is just taking dialogue straight from a comedy movie at the time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is, yeah.
Yeah.
This is our first production, so we have to explain things to incompetent people who might watch this one day. The camera cuts to Naruto standing next to an easel and Sasuke walking to opposite sides. The easel has several papers on it, and the first one is blank. They have chopstick on each, and Sasuke is wearing Harry Potter glasses.
Christ.
Alright, hold on, let me, Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da. Woo! Yeah, I fucking hate Tito's.
Ah.
Oh,
He says
God.
continuing to drink the Tito's.
I mean,
Oh, God,
he
it's
hates
like-
It
not being.
holds the pain,
drunk.
so
Yeah.
Oh god,
It's-
this stuff is it is unfortunately not the worst shit I've ever had.
This does not surprise me.
Oh, I have drunk some really, really nasty shit.
Yeah.
Like Jim Beam. Oh, drinking Jim Beam was the closest I ever got to throwing up from alcohol.
Damn.
I see.
So anyway,
So that was less from the alcohol and more from the Jim Bean.
yeah, I was more from the Jim Beam. God, Jim Beam tasted like fucking shoe polish. And
Yeah.
yes, I checked; it was not shoe polish.
Are you positive?
I'm just worried that you know what shoe polish takes.
I mean, listen. Who are we to judge what Sneaky drank in Vermont when he ran out of booze and money?
Exactly. Don't judge me.
Most people
Yeah.
would have turned to turpentine, though.
Yeah, but I'm not dumb.
You go wood alcohol instead.
No, but you do go on about how you wish you hadn't woken up today.
I mean, I
I'm gonna buy more
don't.
alcohol right fucking now, actually.
Now that I'm awake, I have to waste money on alcohol to rectify that.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. I forgot that's how it works.
Yeah, duh. Like, if I don't wake up, then I don't have to spend money on alcohol to fix the problem.
He's got a point. Should never wake up again.
So
You'll never have to
Sasuke
spend money.
begins. It begins with us. Naruto and Sasuke points chopsticks to poorly drawn illustration of Naruto and him. God, this is just cringe. Oh god, this is just cringe, 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 cringe. None of this is funny. None of this is fucking funny. It's all cringe. It's literally just ripped off jokes from other shows and cringe.
Damn.
Well,
Who could have seen this coming?
it's a fucking shame.
So anyway, they bitch slap Sakura and she runs away crying.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go with this one. This one can't possibly be bad or worse. This is a Ruby
This looks like an actual serious story.
Zelda story. Yes. This is called Lands of Termina by Encryption 5461. John was off his way to Vale to enter Beacon and start his journey to become huntsman. However, on his way, he was robbed of a family heirloom and ended up chasing the thief to a world known as Termina. Wow, he just chased him all the way to another planet. Interesting.
Damn.
Now stuck in a cycle of repeating 3 days, will he end up saving the world, or will all of Termina die? He should have stayed home. Rated T for now.
But he didn't.
So
Oh.
this is a humorous adventure featuring Skull Kid, Tattle, and Tail, Majora's Mask, and John. It's running at roughly 16 chapters with 1,600,000 words. So it's got some hefty word count going on here per chapter. So good for this author. Now, it does only have 400 favorites, and that's to be expected, both from the section and the topic. So let's check out the reviews before we begin.
It's gonna be a fucking mistake, isn't it?
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, there's just some hefty reviews.
Oh lord.
Why are there so many guest reviews? How will John react to highway scene from Ruby? That scene has caused a lot of damage along with hurting a lot of people. I mean, actually, they didn't. They hurt anyone? Did they ever actually
I
show
don't
them
know.
hurting people?
No, we see cars being flung around.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, it was an
Mhm.
active highway.
Yeah. The girls
just forget
didn't even
about
get
it
a
because
slap on the
nothing came of
wrist.
it.
And they didn't even have the authority to hunt the criminals in the first place. I'm glad John went the everything.
Huh?
I'm glad John went the everything. That's what it says.
That's descriptive.
He went the everything.
With the fall of Beacon, will John make a vow of silence?
Right, there we go.
What?
More alcohol ordered.
Wait, what? Also, when are you gonna mail me that gin? Come on, man.
I did tell you I can't legally buy it until like fucking October. Right.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
You remember that?
No.
Yeah. So
They
in
don't
October,
now.
sure, I'll send it to you. But before that, it's gonna be a bit more difficult.
Maybe it's an unpopular opinion, but I don't really see why this is a good story, especially if you're going to be using parts from different games and different stories. I don't really know the whole Legend of Zelda world, so I might end up dropping it if it gets too complicated. Does John still have elf ears? Wait, what? Wait,
Pardon?
wait,
I'm gonna
pardon?
assume John turns
Could
to
you
Link.
repeat that? Elf ears, huh?
Yeah.
This is actually really good! Next review. Oh my god. Oh my god,
Lord.
this is...
Lord Almighty.
This is
What?
just a fucking
What in the
essay.
What?
fuck?
Oh,
Oh my.
He really went all in.
he was
I
ready.
have... So, Jesus Christ. I have some lore ideas for you. I don't know if they'll help you for the sequel or not. So I'm going to post them all here.
Oh god.
Oh, it's one of those people.
Yeah, it's
One of those people that make some really long ass reviews and then don't even post it under their actual name, so you can never actually even respond to them, and all of their ideas are absolute a fucking waste of time to read.
Yeah.
Man, this guy gets a lot of guest reviews. Like, holy shit.
It's a little
Yeah.
abnormal.
I mean, surely at some point, right? And surely at some point it just becomes clear that they're padding their own reviews.
What the fuck? Hello. I have read story and love it. I also noticed you were thinking about doing a John Chibi version, and you need ideas for it.
No, just Chibi, not John. Like,
No, yes, John Chibi.
Chibi version with this story.
Yeah, like a Ruby Chibi, except it's this story. Chibi.
Chibi John doesn't speak,
Awful.
but he's the only one who notices that everything has become Chibi. Oh God.
Doing a race scene. Oh, I thought that was gonna be. Oh, I'm so glad that says Ray. I thought it was something else.
Oh no, Sneaky. Oh no.
We're gonna lean real hard into that Faunus comparison.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Uh-oh, don't let Arn know.
I already
Everyone
know.
gets taken out by chickens,
too
and
powerful.
John walks away, being the only
You can't
person
stop me.
able to fight because his weapon doesn't constantly jam. Talking on Gerudo. Chibi Ruby drunk on milk. Defeats Salem with an empty glass bottle.
That sounds awful.
Chibi
Look,
John
Salem,
meets
It's the
up.
ugliest thing in the universe.
Oh no,
Chibi
I'm here.
John meets the other Link reincarnations, and it's like that one funny comic. Due to Wild being insane and is the only Link about to jump. Also, the first meeting they had with Wild Link ends up with Wild setting everything on fire. I hope you like these ideas.
I certainly don't. They're awful.
Oh god. Oh no. Oh, he posts more. Oh, reader. Reader, please. Please get an account, or for the love of God, stop posting so much.
Either get an account or overdose on ketamine or something. I don't know.
I have to say, I love this story. Will they ever get their memories back?
I'm gonna have to
God.
restate the ketamine idea. Please overdose on ketamine.
I know the Master Sword is a powerful sword in Legend of Zelda, but how powerful would it be in Ruby? Because I don't think it'd be very effective against the Grimm, because they're dark magic given form.
This sword literally fights darkness.
Yeah.
Sneaky, what was the Master Sword's title again? The Blade of Evil's Inconvenience, I think, or something?
I think it was called the Bane of Evil.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't think it would be very strong.
So while the
Against
Master
creatures
Sword is
of literal
strong,
evil.
how would you rate it against literal evil?
Salem, I'd like to ask your opinion. Does this sword hurt?
Salem,
Can't tell
I have
if
a scientific
shitposting.
experiment for you. Who the fuck are you? How did you find me? I am drunk. I have a sword. Can you get stabbed by it? What? Stabbed by my sword. The one in my hand.
Just
I'm
let
not
me stab you with
saying
it.
I want to have sex with you.
Although that would be an option, you are a very pretty woman.
Alternatively, if you live after I stab you, we can have sex. What? I am stabbing you now.
You didn't agree to
God.
this.
Too bad. Consent is optional.
Consent is optional when your sword is a 5-foot-long metal blade.
It's true.
Anyways, let's read the story. Legends, stories, myths. Whether they're true or not, many people pass them on through each and every generation. Some of them embellished as tales of heroes and villains lay scattered throughout time. But eventually they are forgotten and fade through the harsh reality of the world, and they're replaced with new ones that will undoubtedly follow in their footsteps, such as when Remnant was once called Hyrule. Yes, Remnant was once called Hyrule, uh-huh. Okay, I see we're going with that storyline.
Continental
Or how a
Drift be like.
single hero clad in green with nothing more than a shield and sword appeared to challenge all that stands in his way. Actually, I don't think Link in any incarnation of Link has ever only appeared with a shield and sword. I mean, yes, cosmetically he has, but I think in nearly every single Legend of Zelda game, Link has used everything from bombs to time freezing powers to fire. A lot of fire. A lot of games had fire.
Base.
Fans even use sticks.
Man's even beat to death an elderly dude with a stick.
Damn. Chad.
Hardcore.
Base.
I can imagine like the stick in like Breath of the Wild being as useful as the Master Sword, because you're supposed to use the Master Sword to seal away Ganon again, and like only the Master Sword can ever truly give Ganon a true defeat, right, and all that fun stuff. I just like to imagine Ganon just doesn't come back if you beat the shit out of him with a stick, because it's just like the ego death that occurs.
Yeah, no. We went over this. Naked Link.
Naked
with
Link
a
with a
stick.
stick, and you lose, and you're just like, all right, you know what? I'm just actually not gonna come back.
Yeah, GG.
I'm done.
I'm
This
retired.
is
Fuck this.
I thought it was bad when like a kid Link stabbed me in the eye with a jump stab, or stabbed me in the forehead by jump attacking me. This is it.
This is worse. Yeah, I'm gonna go for like next century or so. You guys have fun. I'm just gonna.
I'll give you the millennia. I'll just give you the millennia. Just don't gotta worry
We
about it.
need some time to recover from this.
Forget about the stick story, okay?
It's gonna need some time to recover
None
from
of
this
you can
massive
remember
L.
this. The King of Hyrule goes to immense pains to make sure it is remembered forever.
Oh
Indeed.
boy.
I can see it
so
now.
blah, blah, blah,
10,000
blah,
years
blah,
pass.
blah.
Ganon comes back to invade. They're reenacting Ganon getting his ass beat with a stick by Naked Link is the festival. Oh my god. Oh my god. They still remember.
Why do they still remember?
As part of the customs of that day, everyone strips and only carries around a stick, and there's a bunch of Ganon pinatas scattered throughout the town that people beat.
That should be something.
See, the naked part's important because you follow up the celebration by having lots of sex to celebrate Ganon the evil being finally defeated.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what happens. People
True.
have sex over less, so might as well make a holiday out of it.
Exactly.
So anyway,
You all have to do your part to defeat Ganon.
You know,
Yeah.
people having sex over beating evil, like that's how we have the boomers.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. I'm not wrong.
So literally
Scientific.
every hero is canon.
You're evil.
It goes on and on and on and on and on, and history repeats itself over and over and over again. Blah 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 blah. So this is where I don't really understand. So it's basically saying that all of Legend of Zelda, every single Legend of Zelda is canon in this version of Ruby, and the only thing separating them is how the immense amount of time periods that pass through. So okay, fine, fair enough. My only issue here is that why is Termina arbitrarily just not in the timeline? Because like Majora's Mask was an actual important moment in the timeline, and the author's just like, yeah, everything but Majora's Mask occurred. It's like, okay.
Sure, that's the one you want to commit to?
Also, they go to a different world, and that's how it happens. It's like, what? 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 Ow, a voice muttered as a blonde-haired, blue-eyed, 17-year-old teenager tripped over a root. Yes. Thank you, author, for telling us what John looks like. We would have been clueless without you.
Yes.
Wearing a black hoodie with armor on it. Ah, yes, the armor. The very... Oh, the blonde-haired, blue-eyed teenager. Wearing a hoodie with armor on it. Okay, so what's the armor look like? It looks like armor. Ah, see.
Yes. Of course.
Obviously.
I see. So I assume it's female paladin bikini plate then, because that's just armor, right?
I can we only can assume. And he's got blue jeans too, with a sword.
You all right there, Sneaky?
He'll figure it out. Give him time.
Sword
He's having a stroke.
sheathed at his hip.
He's having a stroke.
John Arc, pushed his head. So shook his head and
sneaky.
pushed himself up.
Nikki, can you smell burnt toast?
No, I can only smell the pain of my suffering.
Fair enough.
Which smells a lot like burnt toast.
Oh, he's having a stroke.
Yeah,
pulling
don't
a
walk it
mat.
off. This is sneaky.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Don't worry, I'll just walk it off. That still fucking got a kick out of me. Fucking when I went down for Thanksgiving with my family. And I got so drunk, I drank like 1.5 liters of vodka and ate like 4 servings of food at Thanksgiving. And then stumbled off to the basement and then came back up like 2 hours later, completely refreshed, and was like, yeah, time to start drinking again and eating more food. And my fucking dad was like, what the fuck? We thought you'd be passed out till tomorrow. I'm like, no way. I didn't drink enough for that.
Yeah. That's just how it be.
And then my father tried, when I went over for Christmas, I don't think I've told this part yet. When I went over for Christmas, my father tried to pace me this time by having my stepbrother's wife drink with me.
Why would that? You hate your family. Why would that slow you down?
Because she's actually funny and she's like an alcoholic as well. So she was keeping up with me for a while, and then she wasn't.
Wow. Who could have seen this coming?
She's like fucking stumbling around red face, and I'm just kind of walking around feeling a light buzz. I'm like, yeah, I could probably go for a couple more drinks. And she's like,
Yeah. Sneaky moment.
I'm like, oh, hey, look, this bottle says 120 on it. Should I drink a shot of this? And she's like, oh, what do you mean a shot of that? I'm like, straight up, just not even diluted. Like, fuck it, let's go. 1, 2, 3, yeah!
Oh, sneaky.
You're going to end up with a drinking partner one day that you're going to get killed by alcohol poisoning.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
If only, know what would be the funniest shit ever? I win the lottery, go to Japan for a food tour, end up going to a bar to start drinking, and my drinking buddy for the night ends up being Kelly.
You're not that lucky, lad.
No.
Yeah.
No. Hold on. No, my luck is weird. So there was a guy that I ended up going to college with that I had previously seen 3 times before in my life, and he does not live anywhere near me. He lives in a different state. But we ended up going to the same summer camp, same college, and same preschool.
Okay, so you had a gay stalker. We get it.
Fuck off. Look, just because I met the man multiple times throughout my life and only realized it way later does not mean he's a gay stalker.
Just like all the times you realized after the fact that women were hating on you.
Yeah, I suppose.
No, I realized this way faster. Which means it can't be love because I realized it too fast.
No, that's not how that works, Sneaky.
That's definitely how that works.
It's significantly later in your life after you'd already had experience recognizing it.
No, I recognized it about like 2 months after I first met him for the 3rd time. So that's like 6 years before I realized this stuff. Which means it's faster. I was brainstorming this as a meme, but now I think about it, having the Soul of Cinder as the sword hero could be an interesting one-shot.
No, it couldn't.
Not particularly, no. Not unless they were a cognizant OC, which would then just take all the fun out of it. So yeah, garbage and shit, and John's wandering around in some random ass forest, and he's like, wow, this is really weird that there's no Grimm in here. I can't see anything. And he was like, oh wait, shit, should I be so negative? I think Grimm can sense negativity. And so he reached into his bag and pulled out his family's ocarina. And, you know, this ocarina, which had been lost to time, had been in his family forever. Of his family of blonde-haired, blue-eyed heroes. And he learned how to play it, and he learned a special song called Saria's Song, which he played whenever he was lost in a forest. And whenever he played it in a forest, he would stop getting lost.
Not how that song works.
The magic song of Google Maps.
So yeah, anyway, he gets jumped by this kid while he was crossing the border. And the fairies gangbang him.
Wait, Sneaky, was it a kid? Or was it the Imperials?
Yeah, it was a Skull Kid, so I'm pretty sure it was a kid.
I don't know. I think Skull Kid might be working for the Imperials. What do you think, Max?
Oh, you're finally awake, huh?
I don't fucking know. I'm not particularly interested, so.
Don't care.
Yeah, so anyway, he tells Skull Kid to give him his ocarina back, and he's like, Lamau, no. And he runs away, and then the fairies chase after him, and he chases after the fairies who were chasing after him. And then Skull Kid drops down from above and drop kicks him. And John's like, ow, that hurt. And he's bleeding. And then he looks down at his leg, and he's like, why am I being stabbed by a green gem? Despite his curiosity, he needed to focus, so he grabbed the gem to inspect it later, and then ran after Skull Kid more. Okay, seriously, I never saw any of this. Where did this all come from? And then, yeah, stuff and blah blah blah, a giant flower, and it's just ocarina. Just ocarina. Just ocarina. Ocarina. Skull Kid's mask started to shake and blah blah blah. It's ocarina. John. Next thing John knew, he was weaponless in a dark room with these weird plant creatures. Taking a step back, John ran, thinking they were Grimm, and he hoped to find his weapon, but he ended up running into a giant one, and just like that, he was instantly back in the room. Skull Kid blinked and looked at John, and realized that he was different now. Seeing his confusion, John looked down and noted he now looked like an elf.
Because he just knows what an elf is, eh?
Yeah, he just knows what an elf is now. You look good. John went to shout at him to demand that he be changed back, but only unintelligible noises came out of him, showing him that the form he was currently in spoke differently from humans, and he didn't know how to talk anymore.
That's not how that works. At all, author.
Seeing that Skull Kid was running away, John tried to chase after him, but then he realized he didn't have his sword anymore. But the white fairy stayed behind and slammed into his head, knocking him down. The fairy blew a raspberry at him to add insult to injury. Not noticing Skull Kid and Tail will now pass the stone door that just opened. Tail, however, noticed. Sis! White fairy turned the door. Whoa, Skull Kid, I'm still here. Tail, you can't leave without me. She tackled the door. You! If I wasn't dealing with you, you can't have gotten separated from my brother. Well, don't just sit there, Deku boy. Do something. Ignoring the Deku comment, John looked at the fairy incredulously before getting angry. The creature robbed him! How dare they turn on him now and blame him for their problems? Well, seems pretty normal. Blah 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 blah. Just open the door. Blah blah blah. Hey, what's the big idea of picking on a little girl like me? It's literally just Ocarina of Time, except more incompetent. If someone never playing a Zelda game before played Ocarina of Time, that's basically what's going on here. Okay? There's literally nothing new and unique going on here.
Amazing.
I
Who
guess.
could have seen this coming?
Yeah, I know, right? Alright, covered fix.
Thankful. Speedrunning today.
Let's go!
We're on Fic 4 already, and we're fucking halfway.
Alright, so we're gonna do The Birth of Evil, a Harry Potter story.
Okay then.
I hate the Antichrist! I hate the Antichrist!
I hate the Antichrist.
Tom Riddle was able to use magic long before he received a wand. Yeah, that's canon, author. I love it when the authors don't read the stories and then they come up with this totally original idea that it's a complete, like, 180 of a take on the series, and it's like, actually, everything you just wrote is completely canon. It's like it's like if someone read like the first chapter of Naruto and was like, "Oh, Naruto has the nine-tailed demon fox inside him. What if there was like 1 through 8-tailed demon creatures inside other people, and like there was like an ultimate 10-tailed version too?" It's like, yeah, that's all canon. You're not original by inventing that. In this alternative universe, Harry has that same grasp on his magic, and he hates non-magical people. He hates non-magical people too. Watch as Harry becomes the Antichrist. Smart, dark, evil Harry follows all 7 years.
We got you surrounded. Come drink your corn syrup.
I hate the Antichrist. I hate the
Book
Antichrist.
6 revealed that Tom Riddle could control magic long before he got his wand. So can Harry in this story. This is a retelling of all of the important parts of Harry's life from book 1 to finish. This is a singular completed story, one shot. So this has 7,000 favorites. That's a number no story I'm ever involved in will ever reach. Mostly because I write for niche fandoms.
Oh, there's that and the fact that people don't like quality for some reason.
Yeah, it's really weird. Yeah. I don't get that. A young man stood up from his seat and stalked forward with a tremendous smile on his face. He bowed his head as a thick bronze necklace was placed upon his shoulders. The thick metal plates, one for every person to wear the necklace, reached to the middle of his back. His smile grew even brighter. Some traditions were merely stupid, but this one was worthy of abolition. He walked to the front of the dais and held his wand to his throat. I accept the office of Minister of Magic. A cheer went up through the crowd. The campaign had been short and decisive. Nobody wanted to run against the boy who lived.
Wait, haven't we looked at this before?
I think we've seen this before.
I think
I
we've
don't
seen
know if
this
we have.
before.
Hang on. I can check.
Arn, tell us.
Yeah, we have
Yeah,
October
that
31st. Last
yeah,
year. Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the Ministry of Foreign Affairs bit sounded, or Magic Affairs, whatever, sounded really
Tell us, oh Arn of the Norway, what is your wisdom?
Well, I mean, I was gonna say something racist, but
Yeah, I would appreciate it if
Yeah,
you
you know.
refrained until
Yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah. We can do that later. That's fine. Though,
I will say the only thing Denmark deserves is a nuclear holocaust.
I don't think anyone will actually stop you. So anyway, this
True.
is Girl Genius Familiar Zero. Speaking of which, Girl Genius is a story I actually recommend to everyone. Original webcomic, very funny. Quirky in its humor, though.
Damn.
So maybe not everyone's cup of tea. So anyway, this is Familiar Zero, Girl Genius. By the implicit of the title, Girl Genius is a story about a girl who is a genius.
Interesting steampunk world.
Yeah, it's
Why-
very interesting
Steampunk is really. It reminded me of why steampunk's actually a really cool aesthetic.
Oh, it's not just steampunk. There's some areas of the world that are diesel punk. Some of the areas of the world are Nordic punk. Like, the northern Scandinavian countries are united under the Three Brother faction. And they have, like, walking fortresses and zombie hordes.
Based.
Oh, yeah,
I
and
approve of this.
Poland is actually key in repelling them every year. The
Those
Po-
damn fucking Poles.
Poland actually repels the White Walkers.
I
Every,
haven't read
winter.
it in I haven't read it in a number of years at this point because at the time I dropped it,
Yeah.
they had slowed their updates down quite a bit.
They've updated quite a lot since then.
Oh, I'm sure. Because they were still doing like once a month updates at least, I think.
Yeah, for a while. I think that was because they were like making the books or something.
Yeah, they were able to swing things so that the books started releasing, and it's like, oh, this is chapters 1 to 100, 100, 200, so on and so forth.
Yeah. Louis
Which, you know, good
Valerie
for them.
and the Mad Boy. Louise Valerie wanted a familiar that would impress everyone. What she got was a crazy young man obsessed with something called science. And unfortunately for her, this was no ordinary science, it was mad science! Exclamation point. He might just be the help she needs to master her explosive magic, but he also might just be a little bit evil. Rated T for graphic violence and German swearing. Ah, it's a German. Ah, it's a Wolfenbach, I see.
Oh dear. That's a problem.
Oh no.
The Bear Guards. I love the Bear Guards. Oh yeah, also Arn, you might enjoy a little bit of it. So, in this story, canonically, this one family who basically is mercenary light, Luxembourg, proceeded to go full evil scientist on the world. And they got hired by the German Empire to create super strong soldiers.
Based?
And so they created this potion that turned everyone into what are they called, Max?
Man, like I said, it's been a while. I know what you're referring to, I just don't remember what they called them, but they were a serious problem.
Yeah, basically it was like it turned them all into orc-like creatures that were immortal and incredibly difficult to kill and had amazing stamina and strength and were incredibly loyal as well. But psych on the German Empire, they were actually loyal to Luxembourg, and
Average Serbian man.
they proceeded to use this surprise army to quickly take over the world. Oh, Jaegers!
Right, yeah, that's what they're called.
Yeah.
And they really like fancy hats.
They really like hats, yes.
Damn. Based.
And if they like you, good to go. If they don't like you,
They'll kill you and take your hat.
yeah,
What are they? TF2 players?
they would probably play
They
the shit
probably
out of
would.
TF2.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
There
Does
is
seem
a
like a
yearly
very
holiday called the Jaeger March, where everyone puts out their most valuable thing outside their house, and the Jaegers march through the country and take the most valuable thing in exchange for not sacking the house.
Damn. do kind of be like that sometimes.
It is well known fact that in accordance with the most fundamental principles of geometry, that there must exist an infinite number of alternative universes. I don't know what geometry has to do with that. Just as an infinite number of two-dimensional squares must be arranged together to create a single three-dimensional cube, it follows that an alternative universe must be arranged side by side in order to create an truly fifth-dimensional object. Fair enough.
I suppose.
Can't tell if they're pulling shit out their ass or they went wiki
mean,
copy pasting.
This is just girl genius logic. So the exact reason for this is unknown. Many thousands of hours have been spent in the universities across the universe trying to theorize how all these universes can exist. These two leading theories are that the universe is created when a decision is made by anyone in history that fractures itself out of the vast realms of possibilities. Alternatively, it's possible that a Big Bang, being an unstable quantum event that created an infinite number of possible outcomes, which led to the creation of innumerable alternative universes with each slight different starting conditions, such as one being made of antimatter or cheese, or an entire universe where magic is not only real but common.
Harry Potter.
Actually, Familiar Zero.
Yeah.
Honestly, as far as Familiar Zero openings go, this is probably one of the better ones.
Wouldn't know.
Because, I mean, we've covered some on here, and they're usually really cringe. They usually start immediately with Luis going, "I hate life. Also, I'll summon the best familiar ever." Question mark, exclamation point, question mark. And then they describe Luis.
Normal canon.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
They literally just write canon. Except this time, like, the author actually introduces it in a very girl genius way, so, you know, that's kudos to them. Yep, so blah, 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 blah. Luis, familiar of Zero, blah, blah, blah. Noble mage stood before her, blah, blah, blah. Refused to give in to such negativity. She focused her mind task ahead. Yep, okay. Before she reached the seat, I don't know why that's capitalized right there, but whatever. So far, it's like the first mistake I've even seen. So she reached the seat, snickering started. Luis could feel her classmates staring at her. What do you think the Zero summoned today? A worm or a dead fish? She's always pretending to be first, so this will probably be burning. I hope so. I'd love to have some broiled fish this afternoon. Knowing her, it'll just be another explosion. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Bored silently, explaining the characters. Yep. Don't you think you're not giving Luis enough credit? She asked the group of students in her most innocent voice possible, as if she was actually defending her classmate. Luis ground her teeth and gripped a fork in her hand, bracing herself for what was to come. No mere worm or explosion will be quite enough for Luis the Zero, she continued, half glancing at Luis at the corner of her eye. A bull or a cow will be much more suited to her, slow, dull, and almost useless, just like how she is. That's a pretty steady burn.
Yeah. Fair on that one.
Oh, be quiet, Zerbest. I'm gonna summon a cow, then you're gonna summon a half-dead dog in heat. Alright, that's, you know, fair enough.
That's pretty Luis, yeah.
That's a pretty good burn, yeah. A wolf or a hound would suit me just fine. Master of the pack, Zerbest. I heard you cattle about how perfect would that be? Oh, sweet Luis, aren't we friends? Aren't we a first name basis? Blah, 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 blah. So, I mean, honestly, this is actually not a cringe story. It's not even a bad story. It's just I'm not really invested in it. And I don't think any of you guys are invested in this.
Yeah. I have no idea about the crossover at all.
Yeah, honestly,
and I don't care about Familiar Zero as a base.
Yeah, Girl Genius really isn't a crossover series that I would ever look for, like, fan fiction of, because it's one of those stories that it's just like, the base story is ridiculous enough. I don't need fan fiction trying to theory craft on top of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of the same reason why I don't bother with DC fan fiction and Marvel fan fiction. Just like there's so much shit out there already for all the current heroes that it's like, yeah, if someone really wants to, they can pretty much justify anything, and at that point it's just like, why even bother reading fan fiction?
Because you could just like snort coke instead.
Yeah, well, I mean, or you could just fucking go out and find one of the comics, because there's already probably a comic of any idea you could possibly come up with, because they've been at it for 80 years now.
True that.
Blah blah blah. Earth magic professor. Blah blah blah. Okay, so we're gonna skip that part where Luis blows up the Earth magic professor. Volunteers to go first. Yeah, blah blah blah. She summons someone. Zero hasn't gone yet. My beautiful familiar. Schnees. Oh yes, someone else here speaks Schnee. Excellent. All right, so we got a bunch of German here. We got some more German going on.
That's not German.
It's definitely German.
No. That's someone trying to write a dialect or an accent.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like gibberish, so I just automatically assumed it was German. All right.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
whatever accent the Jaegers have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The really bad accent that all the
Very
Jaegers
orcish.
Oh, by the way, no, it's actually completely fake. All of the Jaegers are actually fairly smart people because they're all like 200 years old now.
Yeah. They fake it to make people feel better.
Yeah, they fake being dumb to make people feel better about being around them because they are now going to be an immortal, super smart, super strong person. And so they're like, well, that's a little bit too much. So we'll let everyone think we're pretty stupid. So that we just look immortal and stupid and dumb and strong.
Well, it also means that
Everyone
whenever they do
underestimates
drop
them.
the
Yeah.
so when they drop the facade, that person is guaranteed to die now.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're not getting out with that info.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So yeah, also the accent's also entirely put upon, and everyone kind of just does it. Yeah, so a portal opens up and a familiar pops out of the portal after an explosion. Column of fire 10 feet high. Blum blum
Yep,
blum. I have
shit.
severe brain, one or two that Schneese curls idiot sons to death. And suddenly he sets off self-destruct device, Yoink under legs it. Who even does something like that, I tell ya. The boy looked at about 16 to 17, black hair, blue eyes, goggles, face, suit and grease, blue shirt, long pants, blah blah blah, ratty and torn. Boots are covered in mud and grease. His right hand was a large metal wrench. It looked like one end was covered in some kind of thick black oil, while the other end was dripping red with lots of blood.
Damn.
But Luis, he was speaking with what sounded like a thick Germanian. Germanian. But Luis spoke that barbaric tongue and knew that this man wasn't speaking anything like it. A thought occurred to Luis, but she shuddered and hoped that it wasn't true. That man's a commoner! One of his classmates cried out, echoing Luis's fears. It certainly looked true. He wasn't wearing a cape, and he didn't have a wand. Ah, yes. Trademarks of a mage.
Yeah.
Handful of tools on his belt marked him as a craftsman, which probably made him far better than the common peasant, but this boy clearly had no magic. Trust in the Zero to mess up in new and inventive ways. A commoner seems perfect for you, Zero. I suppose we should be glad he was the only one that got hit by her explosion. Professor, I can't have a commoner for a familiar. Let me try again. I'm sorry, Luis, but fuck you. He didn't actually say that.
Damn it.
Luis wasn't certain how we felt about this, blah, 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 blah. And now one of you just walks up to me like it's nothing. The boy rambled to himself, looking a bit annoyed. Yo,
I left for 20 minutes to eat dinner and we're still on this shit?
It's actually not a bad story. It's just not really interesting, and I generally don't look for Girl Genius fanfiction. I kind of just assumed it was going to be bad. But it turns out the people that actually enjoy Girl Genius enough to write about Girl Genius aren't dumb.
Who could have seen this coming?
Yeah. And now one of you just walks in. Hey, Toots, any chance you want to tell me what happened to me, or is it just gonna keep on saying that nonsense language of yours? This close to Luis got a better look at him. Her attention was naturally drawn to his eyes, but they were also a rather deep and very expressive blue. They reminded her of a hawk's eyes, ferocious but focused and intelligent.
Wait, Sneaky, does he have blonde hair?
Well, he's a wolf and boxer,
Yeah.
probably.
No, I think it's brown hair. But I
Are
mean,
you sure?
all Wolfenbachs have brown hair, dude.
I thought it was blonde hair that was hereditary for them.
I don't,
Like you said,
no,
it's been
only
a long
only
time.
Agatha has blonde hair.
Mm.
She's the only blonde-haired, blue-eyed chick in the story.
Like I said, it's been a long fucking time.
In a majority of S.H.I.E.L.D. hero fanfiction, authors seemingly conveniently ignore the emissaries of the demi-human countries that try to contact them, and which would radically change any story if they actually listened to them. I also want to see the hilarity of Luis summoning Klee. Well, that's fair enough.
Terrorism time.
Terrorism
Luis
time.
summoning Klee wouldn't really matter.
I mean, twice the explosions, no?
I mean, eh?
Kaboom.
Kaboom.
I mean, if we want explosions, just bring in Megumin.
If one of
That's
the explosions
already a
just bringing
story.
Ted Kaczynski.
It was pretty
Okay,
cringe.
but
Not very good from what I recall.
Yeah, no, it was a pretty cringe story.
Yeah.
There's so much to play off of Megumin's character, though. How?
Oh,
that-
yeah, no, Mac, let's be clear. A
Oh.
good author could make it funny.
Yeah, but no one who
Those
reads
don't
Kona,
exist
yeah,
here.
no one who writes Konosuba fanfiction can be considered a good author.
True.
Except that one guy who writes Blessed with a Hero's Heart. He just conveniently, he was an outlier.
I mean, come on.
The exception, not the rule.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest here. Nose likes Konosuba. That's all that we need to know.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Exactly.
What does that say about your opinion of me, then?
Oof.
That we already know you had low standards.
Yeah, you got low standards, Max. You already admit it.
True.
I was gonna say, you have admitted on the show to having low standards. It's not like I'm insulting you. You yourself have said it.
Stating the fucking obvious.
Did we all forget what Klee looks like? She looks like a fucking explosion lolly. I don't know what else you want us to say. Yeah, so anyway, he was speaking a language that she didn't understand, and she did blah, 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 blah. She was filthy. She grabbed the man's head in her hands, pulled him down, blah, blah, blah. You better be grateful for this, blah, 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 blah. She kissed him, blah, blah, blah. He was shocked, and then soon kissed her back. Luis wasn't expecting like this. Oh yeah, this is oh man, I'm gonna make some fucking. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna mute myself and then say my fucking comment. No, I'm no longer muted. We can continue.
What? I
mean, you're not
I'm
wrong.
gonna- I
have to
didn't
ask
fucking
for an
stutter.
explanation on what you mean by that later,
I
but we'll
didn't
save
fucking
that for
stutter.
after the show. I
He's
know you
right.
didn't stutter. I don't understand your comment.
Yeah. So I'll reread the statement and maybe you'll get some clearer picture. So she walks up to him, grabs him by the face, pulls him down, and kisses him on the lips. The man was shocked at first and then soon answered in kind and began to kiss back, which Luis wasn't expecting and pulled back quickly.
Oh, that, yes.
Yeah.
The boy had an altogether lewd look on his face as he grinned at her. Very nice, sweetheart. I best be careful now. My papa always warned me about girls like you. Boy, what did you do in my hand? Don't worry, it'll be over soon, she says. So, no one who ever has your interests at heart says, don't worry, it'll be over soon.
I mean, hey, sometimes Shinji just needs to get in the Gundam.
What?
Get in the fucking forever box.
Get in the Gundam, Shinji.
I mean, that's basically what it is. I know it's not a Gundam.
Obviously it is. Shinji's about to have a burning, shining finger.
Listen, if Shinji's teacher had been Domon, that would have been a radically different story.
Yes,
That
it
would have been a much better story. I will stand by that, believe it or not.
Damn.
I have notes sitting somewhere of a poorly thought out Master
right,
Master
yeah.
Asia
Klee has
reincarnates.
elf ears, yeah, and she speaks Germanian light. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess people would be weirded out by that. But I mean, it's a fucking elf child, so I don't know. Maybe if it was an elf adult, people would flip shit, but it's like, it's a fucking adorable little child, and it's like, okay, I hate elves, but like, pretty cute.
Knife ear fuck.
Until she pulls out the bomb, and then you're like, wow, it's a fucking big ass bomb.
Child, where did you conceal that?
Oh, jeez.
I'm gonna call the ATF child.
Child, don't make me call the ATF on you.
Have you paid your tax stamp on that child? That's a destructive device. Is it registered properly with the government? If not, I'm gonna have to confiscate it.
Oi, kid, you got a license for that bomb.
True.
Oh no, this guy is speaking German.
Uh-oh. Scheiße.
Let's see, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Let's all head back to class. We got enchanting spells together, and then lifted off and flew away. Converts, blah blah blah. Remain close to Louise, blah blah blah. Tabitha didn't bother casting. She just got on her dragon. So yeah, that's a pretty good trick you guys got there. I'm gonna have to think to show me how to do that sometime, he said in his strange tongue. Louise sighed and motioned for him to follow her as she walked back to the dorm. So this is another thing that a lot of authors actually miss. So this is the first mistake that this author actually makes here. So, fun fact, language translation spells do exist.
Yeah, once he gets the rune, it happens immediately.
Not only that, it's also canonically, according to the anime, it's also been canonized that translation magic does exist in the anime as well. Due to the fact that when she hits him in the face with one of her spells involving the voice, it gives him the ability to speak and understand language.
Yep.
Which means that it is possible to cast a spell that translates languages, which means that if anyone would know such a spell, it would likely be a special forces operative working at a world-renowned magical school that takes in students from all countries.
No
That's odd.
way.
He's not speaking our language. Hang on, let me help you with that, Luis.
Yeah, literally. So this is something I actually see very often, is they either ignore the light novels, which say that the runes grant translation magic, or they ignore the anime, which says that magic grants translation magic, and they for some reason have a really ridiculous plot point early on in which the character cannot speak the language. Now, occasionally, don't get me wrong, however, occasionally they do in fact have people that can speak French, and they kind of pull it off, or German, because by the way, this is taking place in Belgium, which means German and French people.
Oh.
Yep, no, it's why you always hated it, I know.
Yeah, Wallonians.
Belgium.
Flanders. Cringe.
And so anyway, people would know both German and French in this country, and if you get summoned to such a country, both speaking German and French, you would probably theoretically be able to roughly communicate. Obviously, some language drift going on, but if everyone's using names and similar talking styles as the French and Germans did in the time period that they're all named after, you could probably hand wave that away.
Yeah.
But regardless of that, this is the author's basically first mistake here, is that this guy clearly is speaking a foreign language, and there was multiple ways to solve this, but the author didn't do it.
Dumb. Small brain move, author.
So anyway, she goes back to her room, but her familiar never stops talking. Blah, blah, blah. He was being rather critical of the entire academy. You call this granite? He examined the stonework. Why don't this here is common composite stone, if I ever saw that. Probably dug up from a farmer's field. Wouldn't take more than an hour or two to break this stuff. And what's with all the candles everywhere? Have you people ever heard of torches?
Hold on a minute. It's not like granite is some kind of miracle rock that's impossible to break.
No, it's not, but it is a
It's
fairly
pretty damn
sturdy
hard,
rock
though.
that can be mined
Yeah.
in a quite large block form, so it's pretty good if you want to build a giant-ass physics-breaking castle out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but it's not like they live in a world of magic. It's not like using granite or common farmer field rock would make any appreciable difference.
I mean, yes, you're correct on that one as well. However, it is a decent way to introduce the character to the audience, to have them point out this various stuff, to be like, look, this guy is a little bit of an engineer.
Damn. He
Luis.
got the building brain.
Yeah, Underplayed Creations brings a good point. Luis summons an explosion lolly. Yup, looks like that's Luis's familiar, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Perfect fit.
fair enough. The familiar does in fact reflect the master.
True.
So here comes the second issue, actually. What's with all of these candles? Have you people ever heard of torches? So fun fact, torches only last about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And if
Like,
you want...
unless you put an extraordinary amount of preparation into it,
Yeah.
10 minutes.
And not only that, for the hour-long guard shifts that the guards at nighttime would have to do, they either didn't use torches at all because night vision, or they would use very high stacked torches that were specifically used for guard shifts, and it was effectively a candle wrapped in cloth that was on a giant stick. And your guard shift was over when the candle burned to the stub.
Indeed.
So that's another thing that understandable mistake because of how much fantasy treats torches as some sort of infinite light source. But this is obviously a mistake, and I'm going to call it out regardless.
I would just say, probably one of the best things I ever saw in D&D was when they were like, yeah, so you've got 10 torches in your adventurer's pack. You have 10 hours of light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finally, they
A bit
reached her
generous.
room in its privacy. Okay, so she turns around, shoots magic at his face, silence, and then he can speak English now. You ever hit a German so hard in the head they just start speaking perfect English?
He's not German. He's Dutch.
Of course, my bad.
I mean,
Oh,
listen, we did it all the time in World War I and II, so yes.
Swamp German.
Oh, come on, was that really necessary? I understood that. So you people speak Dutch. Oh no, it's even worse.
Yeah, it's awful.
About time you answered instead of continuing on that babble you were making earlier. I'm not speaking Dutch or whatever you call it. I'm speaking the common speech. And you do as well, thanks to my translation spell. So you're saying magic lets us understand each other? Try pulling the other one. It goes zing! What's that supposed to mean? I cast a spell on you, and now we can understand each other. That's what happened. Well, the magic stuff is doing an impressive amount of work for something that isn't real. No, magic's pretty fucking real in Girl Genius.
Yeah.
Like, they literally create a sword that absorbs lightning from the atmosphere, and then you can shoot it at people. Like, that's... Why do they call it Dutchland? Because it means land of the Dutch.
Land of, Deutschland and land of the Germans.
Yeah.
Land of the Deutsch people.
Turns out land means land.
Yeah. What a coincidence.
Yeah.
Who could have seen this
Luis
coming?
summons Numberman. Would be a nice deconstruction. Well, Numberman would kill her. So, young Numberman would kill them all.
Yeah, so real fast deconstruction then.
It'd be real fast deconstruction of the human body.
Exactly.
So anyway, magic's a thing. Established thing.
But is it like... I genuinely don't know. Is it like a common thing that everyone would know in Girl Genius?
A wolf and box certainly would.
Well, the Wolfenbachs use it. It's established that all of the queens in the world have magic at their fingertips. Or they're literally called the magical immortal queens. The Scandinavian countries use that to fuel their armies, and so do the Rus use that to fuel their armies. There is literally ghosts and shit, wraiths and phantoms and all that shit. So quite a number of supernatural shit exists. There is stuff like planets aligning that can supercharge devices and whatnot. So there's enough going on to call it magic and have people recognize it as magic. But there's also enough mad science going on that maybe the average person might be like, that's not magic, that's just advanced science.
Yeah, because, judging by the summary, the title, he's more of the mad science type of guy. So,
well, I mean, sure, but so is the entire main cast of Girl Genius, but they're all like, yeah, magic exists.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
They're also of the flavor
saying.
of, oh shit, magic exists. So
Fair enough.
Like, right now, the current arc is they're fighting someone that can travel back in time, and they're like, all right, so we're going to go do this plan. And then they're sitting there like, wait, hold on a second. If we're going to go do this plan and they can travel back in time, that means they already know we're going to do this plan. So we need to come up with something else. We need to make them think we're still doing the plan and then fake them out.
Genius.
Yeah, I definitely need to catch up, it sounds like.
It gets wild. It's fun. It's not like, 10 out of 10. It's like a solid 7 out of 10 if you have time would read.
I mean, it was definitely enjoyable enough when I first found it. So.
They do a fairly good job of wrapping up each arc.
I should hope so. That was something I remember was like, even younger me was like, oh wow, that's a really good end to the arc and a good start to the next.
Well, while this magic stuff is impressive for something that isn't real, now stop playing the games, little girl. What elaborate ruse are you pulling? Where is your Gothens Namen, are we? So, here's the problem here, right? I cast a translation spell on you, so you can speak the tongue now. Okay, so I can speak this tongue now, and then I'm going to proceed to speak in my native language again.
Which I've been speaking this entire time.
Which he's still speaking, by the way. He's still speaking his native tongue, it's just being translated now. So, either those words have literally no translation possible in existence.
They do. It's just in God's name.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm saying like literally that's it. So.
Or the author's being dumb again. So the author did a fairly decent job up until this point, and now they're really starting to blow it.
Damn, unfortunate.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So if this is supposed to be one of Agatha's predecessors,
no, it's not. No, this is random guy that existed in the world.
Oh, just random guy that happened to exist in the world.
Yeah.
Well.
I am Luis, blah 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 blah. I am a noble, blah blah blah. Use half arsh often. Yeah, again, he would be speaking her language. This.
You fucking what? That doesn't even make sense. You have the ass off.
Okay, the author's really fucking dropping the ball on this one.
Yeah, that one.
He was doing so well.
The boy cried out, interrupting her. Normally she would have rolled over him, blah blah blah. No way on earth is anyone my master, especially not some pink-haired little schlamp of a girl. So, whore. I'm your master. My spell summoned you, that makes you my servant. Blah blah blah. Runes, blah blah blah. Magic, blah blah blah. Boy laughed at her. Familiar was laughing at her. Yeah, well, you can keep your magic and you can keep on dreaming. I'm leaving. And then he looked out the window and he's like, oh shit, there's moons. Why are there 2 moons and why is one a pink moon? What do you mean, why are there 2 moons? There's always been 2 moons. But there certainly has not been 2 moons. I may not have been keeping an eye on things, but I distinctly remember there only being 1 moon and one of them was not pink. Well, obviously you're dumb. Because there's 2. How the hell is a moon even pink?
Also, I do want to say something. I appreciate the fact that I do appreciate when they take time to bother to notice the moons, and it's always funny because, like, if this was Warhammer, someone would just be like, "Oh, second moon." Shit.
Shit. Yeah, effectively, yeah.
Because
shit.
Second Moon in Warhammer, never good. Never good.
Dead Space. Oh, there's 2 moons. One of them's pink. Shit.
Sneaky. Rack's pistol with malicious intent.
Rack's laser pistol with dismembering intent.
Except here's the problem. He does rack that stupid laser pistol, and it makes me upset and pleased at the same time.
Well, okay, to be fair, it's like, it's not a laser, it's a plasma induction line, and it like, the reason why he racks it is because it's actually very power intensive, and each like, bullet, quote unquote, is a separate battery cell. Which is actually the most intelligent way you could ever have a plasma-based gun, is not putting all of the energy containing the plasma into one giant clip and siphoning it.
What? Nah, Sneaky, put it on a backpack.
Hell yes, of course. Even better. That will definitely not backfire at all, just like the fucking flamethrower backpacks did not backfire at all.
That's actually one of the things I appreciate about
Sneaky.
Gundam is, right, yes, they're called beams. They're basically plasma, and they're like, no, these things gobble power. You get, like, 15 shots, and then you gotta swap that battery.
Well, let's be fair here. The flamethrower backpacks in history weren't that explosive. Genuinely, they weren't that.
No, I know
like,
they weren't.
It's not like Hollywood here shit.
No,
Oh no, it's not
still a
about
bad
them being
idea.
But if
explosive, it's
you're
about them
wearing
still
it-
killing the operator.
Yeah, but if you're wearing it and it gets pierced, that's not going to be a fun time for you.
Well, I mean, of course it's not gonna be a fun time. I'm just saying you're not gonna go boom like it's a fucking Michael Bay movie.
I mean, that's
Yes.
fair. Yeah, I never. Yeah.
He is correct about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Underplay Creation says Destiny person showing up in how Genkia is like, damn, Traveler is having a gender reveal, which made me think of Ruby, a Destiny Guardian showing up in Ruby and being like, damn, that must have been a wild gender reveal party. The moon's got a hole in it.
No, Sneaky, they show up and the Traveler's broken. Oh shit, did I go back in time?
Oh no.
Oh.
God. The actual moon is silver because it's mostly made of dust stone and lacks high carbon content, gives it a short, darker color. Have to be pink stone, but there's no such thing as pink stone. Actually, there is such thing as pink stone. We actually have it on this planet. It's actually makes
There are absolutely
It's a
pink stone.
really cool desert. So it's actually in this one desert area where there's pink stone and the pink sand made from the pink stone that gets ground down. But it's really
hold on.
cool.
Sneaky, we don't even need to go to a weird pink desert. There's fucking pink quartz.
I'm aware there's pink quartz, and I'm aware there's a lot of beaches in the more islandy areas that get their pink color from the shells and the quartz. I'm just saying, if you want pink stone, as this person is talking about pink stone not existing, there is pink stone that exists.
Right.
Yeah. It's not that rare.
Destiny Guardian comes to Remnant. Oh shit, am I in Dark Future? No. Honestly, Destiny Guardian and Remnant would be a little bit silly, because like almost nothing in Remnant would be a threat to them.
I mean, literally nothing in Remnant would be.
Salem.
I mean, there's a decent chance that most of the Guardians can kill her. How often do the Guardians kill literal unkillable gods?
True, it's true. It would have to be a Void Warlock then.
No, wouldn't have to be a Void Warlock. Any Guardian using Void power.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, okay, Void. No, because they gave him the shield. Yeah, because again, they're all drawing from the same place.
No,
Like,
I'm aware. I'm just saying in terms of damage output.
I mean, if you're basing it strictly on damage output, it would be highly dependent. Like, Celestial Nighthawk. Well, not even Celestial Nighthawk. Just Golden Gun Hunter
That's true, yeah.
is going
Yeah,
to
that's fair.
rip her to shreds. And like an Arc Titan? Ha ha. Bzz.
Yeah. Bzz.
Fucking fights her, tries to fight her the first time, gets shot by the death beam, wakes up. God damn it, she's a warlock.
No, Sneaky gets shot by the death beam. One of these fights, huh?
It's gonna be one of those days, eh?
Gets up, Salem goes, wait, what? Cracks necks. You think you're the first person who's instant killed me.
You said cracks necks, and all I can imagine is just them cracking their neck as they take Salem's head, and they're just like, crack.
Yep. Doing both.
Oops.
Oops.
They're matching the direction they're turning in. There's like, crack left, crack right,
Crack right.
snap. Destiny elements
Cracks
are based
neck
on
with
subatomic
Sneaky
particles.
cracks
Yeah.
neck with threatening intent.
Oh no.
Cracks neck with warlock intent.
I was magnificent.
I'm about to break the time stream.
Now, okay, so hear me out. I would very much like to see Cade summoned to Halkagenia, as long as they can correctly write Cade sick.
Alright,
Like,
fine. Cade gets summoned in as the bow hero to Shield Hero's story.
oh, hell yeah.
Oh
The
god.
best part is he gets the bow. What? What? Do I look like my name is Travis? No.
Manifest gun. Gun explodes. Son of a bitch!
No, Sneaky. Manifest solar gun. Changes to void bow. Aww.
The void bow was so cringe. It was so not good.
Yeah. Kind of annoying.
Like, here's the thing. It was the first clash where I was like, yes, I love this. I get to be a DPS and control at the same time.
Though I will say I did like the elemental arrows as a weapon in general. And the Leviathan bows were kind of cool as well.
Yes.
I still do
Also-
love the fucking Destiny 2 fucking trailer thing where it's like, you have what's his face giving the inspiring speech, and
Zavala.
Cade's just like, yeah, Zavala's giving the inspiring speech, and it just pans over to Cade, and Cade's like, they fucking destroyed our loot! And everyone's like, yeah!
That was such a good commercial.
Well, because my favorite part was they were canonizing the fact that there are some Guardians who are just collectionist assholes who do not care about humanity in the slightest.
Based.
What's humanity ever done for them?
Gave them
Listen.
loot to collect.
No, the enemies gave them that.
Yeah, it's like, listen. I don't care about the fact that you broke the tower. What I care about is the
My
fact that
loot
my
was in the tower
perfectly
when you
rolled
broke it.
Galahorn was in that. Oh,
You son of a bitch!
I can see it now. Tower gets destroyed. Warlock collapses. My research. Titan collapses. So many people. Hunter collapses. My Galahorn!
My 99 bottles!
My Robin coupon!
My coupon collection!
Also, I love the fact that Cade 6 encouraged capes on the hunters
Of course.
because they look cool. Like,
Obviously. Well, of course they look cool.
Based.
everything that they did with Cade was just like, listen, hunters are the most popular class, not because we look the best, but we do. Not because we have the best Vanguard, but we do. But because the best Vanguard wrote it into the rules, hunters have to be cool or get out.
Chad.
Fair,
Okay.
Fair.
That's fair. Like Titan class is what I went for just because I like playing tanky stuff. Gotta be honest, I really wish Cade had been the Vanguard. I probably would have played the game a bit more.
Everybody
guy I
wishes
went
Cade
to.
was their Vanguard.
If he was the guy training me as a Titan, that would have been way more fun.
Okay, hear me out. Just like a 200-page shitpost where Zavala's busy, like he has to go deal with something, so Cade has to train the Titans.
The
for a
most
day.
memey Titans. Oh god, I still think the Moon's Haunted is probably one of the best fan animations that came out of that all that shit.
That's
Yes.
a really solid one.
The Moon's Haunted. What? The Moon's Haunted. Grabs gun, cocks gun, goes back in the shuttle. What?
Moon's haunted.
What do you mean the Moon's Haunted?
Moon's
Goes to
haunted.
the moon. Moon's Haunted. Oh, okay. Grabs gun as well.
Yep.
What are you guys
Ah,
doing?
no more.
Moon's Haunted. Oh.
That's the other thing
Wow.
that's just incredibly refreshing about just everything in Destiny. Ghosts, get a gun. Aliens, get a gun. Darkness, get a gun. Light, get a gun.
Got
Shoot
him?
it till it
Get a gun.
dies! Then shoot it again!
Oh, what was the stupid joke? What
Hmm.
was the stupid joke from Sword Art Online Bridge? Oh yeah, we're going to group up and hit it till it dies.
Oh yeah, that is the quote, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, so
it works.
anyway, the rest of the story is basically I've lost complete interest in it because it's just bad. So, yeah.
Yeah, there's really nothing here.
yeah.
Solid
Same.
start. Petered out real fast.
Yeah, it's all downhill from here.
It's all downhill from here indeed. So is there anything you guys want to talk about in the recent RWBY or any other fandoms you're interested in currently?
No.
Any news?
Not really.
No?
I feel like that would just give you ammo for the next stream.
It would. It would.
Yeah.
I would use that ammo too.
Done.
Because, I'm like that.
True.
But yeah, anyway, I think that about summarizes what's going on here. Tumbling down, tumbling down, tumbling down indeed.
Indeed.
Season 9 is gonna be a fucking train wreck. I don't even want to know what's gonna happen in season 9. I hope they do the whole
I was gonna say I don't care about it.
I hope they do the coma theory. Honestly, I really do. I hope coma theory becomes a thing.
I wish
The
they would just
biggest
end
quote.
it. They should have just ended it. Like, because what they told us was we have enough for volume 9 and to end it from there. And it's like, you're not going to end it at volume 9. You're
You
going to
don't
keep
have the
trying to milk
integrity
this.
to end it at volume 9.
No, they don't. Speaking of which, so I actually watched recently, I also posted it, I don't know if you guys bothered watching, I watched the Red vs. Blue hour-long video about, like, the rise and fall, quote-unquote, of it. And honestly, the guy was being very generous. He was, like, saying, oh, man, I loved this season, I loved this scene. And it was, like, as he's, like, describing each season past, like, 9, I'm like, why did they keep going? Why is there more? Why did they keep inventing new seasons? And then he talks about at one point, it's like, oh yeah, this is where Miles Luna took over. And then everything past that point just became just like, oh yeah, it's basically Red versus Blue, but if you made it worse. And it was just like, oh. Like the first season that Miles Luna did for Red versus Blue apparently was literally just season 1 again of Red versus Blue, except this time with updated graphics.
Oh.
And it was like,
Hmm.
and worse. And worse.
Which
worse
season
jokes.
was it?
It's like season 14 or something.
Oh, great.
No, sorry, season 13?
Oh.
11? 11?
Like
11 through 13.
I enjoyed all the freelancer stuff because it was cool to get some backstory. It's actually
Yeah.
added some cool stuff to the Halo lore, which
yeah.
is
Well, it's also where we first saw the
Semi-
highway that was later used in Ruby.
yeah,
that's true.
which it's I would say I think the stuff with the freelancers is semi-canonical now.
Yeah, they
The stuff
partnered. They
Freelancers
partnered.
was fun.
Yeah, they partnered with Microsoft for it, so it became semi-canonical.
Yeah. And then
listen-
I want to say volume 12 happened or volume 11 happened.
Yeah, volume 11 was Miles Luna from then on, which is called the Chorus Saga, and it's
Oh, that whole
basically-
crap.
Yeah, it's basically just like, what if we just did red versus blue, and then the next season's like, what if they had a civil war that the reds and blues got involved in, and then they had season 14. Season 14 was super cringe, and it was basically a like, you guys ever see that one fucking anime collection where like they have all those different forms of animation going on in it? Like sometimes it's the same two characters, but sometimes they're like claymation, and sometimes they're like,
Pop
Lego
Team Epic?
pieces. Yeah, Pop
Yeah.
Team Epic. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was season 14.
Ugh.
I mean, Pop Team Epic kind of worked, but that's
Well, Pop Team
purely
Epic
because of
worked.
what it is.
Well, because it was lol random humor,
Yeah.
but it
Right.
was
Yeah.
actually
So,
funny.
so not to make it
And
worse.
the dub and the sub had different jokes
Yeah,
to make it funny for both audiences.
So
exactly.
basically, to make it worse, right? So the end of season 13 was apparently they assaulted the Civil War ship, the guy who started the Civil War, and the Reds and Blues assaulted the ship, and then they got to
Yeah, I'm starting to remember it.
they got to the command room or whatever, and they were like, "Oh shit, this was a trap all along." And then they hear a bunch of contacts coming down the corridor, and they lock the door, and they grab their guns, and they're like, "Oh, I guess we all die here." And then for some reason, Church is just like, time literally pauses, and Church proceeds to give like a 5-minute speech about how a real hero never gets to see the end of the story because they sacrifice for what they believe in. And then that's where the series ends. So, like, Church dies, and then it just fades to black and doesn't tell you anything that happens afterwards. And then they go straight into the Pop Team Epic season. That has nothing to do with what happened in season 13. And then in season 15, they just come back and they're just like, oh, yeah, stuff happened. And now we're back here at this place.
When did we get the freelance? Yeah, season 9. That was when we got the freelancer stuff, because that was around.
Yeah, 7 through 9.
That was when Monty got to start doing way more fun stuff with his
Yep.
animations.
Yep.
And then I remember going up to season 10, still remember parts of that, and then season 11, I kind of don't remember much. Then season 12,
Yeah,
I
and then
think I skipped season
Well,
12,
all
which
I'm
just
gonna
stopped
say is the
watching.
Freelancer Saga gave me probably one of the coolest scenes I've ever gotten, which was North dual wielding sniper rifles sniping missiles out of the air. Is it
yes.
Yeah.
stupid? Unquestionably. But it's fun and
Very,
awesome
yeah.
in the same way that like almost everything in Devil May Cry is shut up, it's cool.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah, well, Monty's fight scenes have always been basically rule of cool. So that
I
makes a
mean,
lot of
rule of
sense.
cool
North
works.
is a great sniper. What would be cooler than North shooting missiles out of the air?
Well,
North dual wielding sniper rifles to snipe missiles out of the air.
so honestly,
Done.
speaking about Red versus Blue versus Ruby in terms of Monty's rule of cool fight scenes, I think my main issue is that with Red versus Blue, rule of cool was kind of like a literal rule of that series, where because it was a comedy series, when silly weird shit happened, it happened because it was silly and weird and would probably make you laugh, or it was supposed to like raise tension. It like wasn't really supposed to have that much reasoning behind it besides, oh, that looked really cool, because this is not supposed to be a series you're supposed to take super seriously. And then with Ruby, it's like, oh, they're supposed to be heroes and they're supposed to be fighting monsters and shit, and then they're just like, oh yeah, but also they have all their own rules, and he's actually trying to make a universe with like established rules on how their powers work, except then he ignores how their powers work to make cool fight scenes. And it's like,
Well, no, up through volume 3, Monty's fights actually were pretty consistent through Ruby. It's when we lost him
well,
halfway
he
through volume 3
also
that you
ignored
start seeing inconsistencies
he also ignored
in the powers.
physics and like kind of like forgot, like, this might be an issue with him being an animator and not a writer, and where we've talked about this before, like in Red trailer, Ruby actually specifically loads up specialized rounds that make her gun kick around, but we never
Oh
see
yeah,
it
no,
again.
yeah, you and I had this discussion way
Yeah.
off stream where um he makes a point in the red trailer to zoom in on her changing magazines where one has a unique symbol on it and the other doesn't.
Right. And then we just never see that again, period, ever. And it's like, Also,
Check
her
those guns.
fucking her scythe
scythe
turns
had a
into a war
war
scythe,
scythe form.
and like that's like 100 times better than a fucking scythe, and also never gets used again.
Yeah, that was. I like the fight scenes in Ruby. I was admittedly very disappointed when she never used the war scythe form again.
But
That was always annoying.
yeah, but so anyway, the season 15 and on was the blue versus reds season. Want to guess what happens in blue versus red?
The blues
I don't
and
really
the
We
care.
reds,
get the canyon conversation from episode 1 again
Yes.
from Tucker and Church.
Yeah, except this time it's Ducker and Merch, and I wish I was kidding.
What?
I'm pretty sure you and I have seen that fan fiction before.
Yeah, except this is canon now. So this is blue versus reds, and turns out all of red versus blue is actually a clones of blue versus red, and blue versus red was originally the real people, and they're all basically red versus blue clones, except for having their names changed a little bit, and their personalities are only a tiny bit different. But anyway, so blue versus reds have actually been the reason why red versus blue has been having so much trouble with so many different factions, because blue versus red has been going around killing all freelancers, and red versus blue have been blamed for it.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And so blue versus reds decided they were going to create a time stream device that they were going to go back in time and prevent red versus blue from ever occurring. And by doing that, they would annihilate the world by creating a paradox or some shit. And so red versus blue had to turn on them and stop them.
The fuck?
Yeah.
So my brain, for my own protection, just blanked like all of that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard the words, but like,
Yeah, it
There was
got
no
really
meaning.
fucking dumb, and that's pretty much it. And I kind of just like, yeah, that's I don't want to hear anymore. So I turned off the video, and like apparently there's like 4 more seasons past that, and I was like, wow, I don't want to hear any of those.
Oh, holy hell.
So anyway, yeah, you know what, everyone, it's that time again where we say goodbye and thank God.
yeah, fucking
But-
Christ.
Don't hold your hopes too high, because we will be back on Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time, because there is always more, and it does always get worse.